Hello, ninth grade. This video is to assist you while you are practicing factoring. So today is the 19th, and I'm going to title this Factoring Practice. Now, if at any point in this video I am moving too fast for you or too slow for you, feel free to pause or fast forward to where you need yourself to be. So I'm going to start with number 1. I'm going to write the problem down. Negative 7b to the second power plus 21b to the third power. Well, when I look at these two terms, a greatest common factor, first 7 is divisible to both these numbers. And notice they both have a b in their term. And the most b's that could be divided out of each term is b squared. So what we're going to do is divide out 7b squared from each term. So negative 7b squared divided by b squared is equal to negative 7. Oops, I forgot the 7. So it's negative 1. My apologies. And then 21b to the third power divided by 7b to the second power. Well, 21 divided by 7 is 3. And then b cubed divided by b squared, there's just one b left. So when we put this all together, we have 7b squared outside of our parentheses. And then we write the result of the division inside. And we can always check our answers by distributing 7b squared times a negative 1. That is negative 7b squared. And a 7 times a 3, that's a 21. And then b squared times b is b cubed. And that completes our problem. Now in number 4, slightly different. Negative 3a plus 3. The greatest common factor is 3. The first term also has an a, but the second term does not have an a. So their only common factor is really 3 or 1. So when we divide that 3 out, sorry for my dog barking, negative 3a divided by that 3 gives us negative a. And 3 divided by this 3, we're left with 1. Now I can distribute to show that this is the same as our initial expression. 3 times negative a, negative 3a. 3 times 1, positive 3. Now let's take a look at number 6. In number 6, we have negative 7r to the fourth power plus 3r to the second plus 7r. So notice that 2 of the terms have a 7, but this middle term, that doesn't divide by 7. And these two numbers sevens do not divide by 3. So there's no value that is a greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is the r that they share amongst the 3 terms. So the GCF in this case is just r. This has one r multiplied, This has 2 r's multiplied. This has 4 r's multiplied. So the most that we could divide out of each 3 terms is 1 r. And if it helps to put that exponent of 1, do it. Now let's divide out one of those r's from each term. Negative 7 r to the 4th. Well, if we divide out 1 r, we're still left with negative 7 r to the 3rd power plus 3r squared divided by r. We're left with 3r, or r to the 1st, if you like, plus 7, because 7r divided by r, you're left with just 7. And so this is the final answer factored. Feel free to distribute on your own to show that it equals the first expression. In 15, we have a trinomial with no greatest common factors. M squared plus 7m plus 12. The greatest common factor is 1. There's nothing in common amongst these 3 terms. So that's why we have to use our quadratic factoring or factorization. So I look at these 2 values and I think, what 2 numbers are going to add up to 7 but multiply to 12? Remember this diagram we used in class? Well, 2 numbers that add up to 7 but multiply to 12 are 3 and 4. Other factors of 12 include 1 and 12, or 2 and 6, but 3 and 4 are the only ones that add up to 7. If the middle term was 13, 1 and 12 would work. If the middle term was 8, 2 and 6 would work. So these are our factors. So this is our factored form, x plus 3 times x plus 4. And this is our final answer. And we're going to look at 18, very similar. We have p squared plus 9p. Notice that this has a p, and this first term also has a p. So the greatest common factor is p. So when we divide that p out, let's factor it out. P squared divided by p is p. 9p divided by p is just a positive 9. And so there's your final answer for 18. In 19, I noticed that these 2 were in the confidence section. Problems 1, 4, 6, and 15 were a part of the building confidence section also. So looking at 19, we have 3v squared, subtract 9v, subtract 54. Now notice that each of these terms is divisible by 3. So the greatest common factor is 3. So we're going to divide that out. And I'm going to show you each term. 3v squared divided by 3 is v squared. Negative 9v divided by 3 is negative 3v. And negative 54 divided by 3 is negative 1 and 18. 8. Yes, negative 18. So look what we have once we factor out this 3. We have 3 times v squared, subtract 3v, subtract 18. Now, once we've divided out or factored out that greatest common factor, we're now at a process like we were in 15. What 2 numbers will add up to negative 18? I'm sorry, add up to negative 3. My apologies. Add up to the middle term, but multiply to equal negative 18. So think of factors of negative 18. Well, we could do multiplying values of negative 1 and say negative 18, or say negative 2 and 9. But there's no way that a 1 and an 18 could ever subtract or add up to a negative 3. Negative 2 and 9, we could get to 7, or a negative 7, or 11, or a negative 11, but never negative 3. So the factors that we're going to use are 3 and negative 6. Negative 6, because the middle term is negative, negative 6 plus that 3 will give us negative 3. And negative 6 times 3 gives us the negative 18. Now we're going to write our final factored form. If we divide out or factor out a greatest common factor, do not forget about it. It's always outside the parentheses. But now instead of v squared minus 3v minus 18, we have v minus 6 times v plus 3. These are your factors. So this would be your final answer. Do not forget to check your answers in the worksheet, or you're welcome to look at the presentation notes or in this video and pause it to check your work. Thank you for watching.